Hey everybody, Nax here. Uh, Time to do a new video for. Today we're going to cover some introduction into objects. There is quite a bit that can be covered in the world of objects. Objects consist of everything from a torch to a sign on a wall to the lights on the ceiling to objects that can take wiring like a switch or a lever, and also it includes crafting benches and your teleporters, and it's just a very vast and large area within the game. Um, so this is going to be a multi-part uh, video tutorial. We're going to just start out basic, making a very generic item or object, and then we will work into more advanced objects. We'll work with animating. We'll work with putting the ability to wire to something and have it interact with wires and giving off light and just all sorts of stuff with objects. But what we're going to do today is just going to make something pretty basic. We're going to make a tin chair to use with our tin material. To start out first, we're going to, in our root folder of our tutorial mod, we'll make an objects folder, and we'll go in there, and we'll come in here, and you'll see in here that there are a large variety of different um, folders in here. You got rec, wired, upgrade, traps, tiered, theme, blah 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 blah. All the different races, just all sorts of stuff. Um, it's basically, I'm not going to follow this for the kind of object we're making. When we make crafting benches, we'll put them into a crafting folder. But for our decorative stuff, like what we're going to make right now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a folder and call it TM, um, and we'll just call it Deco for decorative stuff. And TM is for tutorial mod, so just an abbreviation of your mod underscore decorative or whatever you want to go with. And then what I want to do is I want to come into biome here, and we're going to go down to Rusty or Rust, and we're going to grab the Rust chair. I'm just going to copy the entire folder itself and push it over here. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. Before I do that, I'm going to make a folder in here, and we're going to call it tin. That's where all of our tin objects are going to be. So we'll grab the Rust chair, paste it in here, and you'll see right away we've got a new file type, rustchair.frames, rustchair.object, and then we've got our ping, and we've got a Rust chair icon. This is the image that shows up in your inventory. So right away, let's open up Rust chair and take a look at what this is. So you'll see there's not a whole lot in here. The reason why there isn't a whole lot in here is because this object is not animated. When you get into animated objects, this file becomes a lot more um, information that it can get a little confusing, but we'll explain it. The important thing to know right now is you've got your size of your object. This is specifically the size of the object that you're looking to, man, I can't think of it, the image file. It's the dimensions of the image file. So if we, not that one, if we open this and we drag this guy in here, single image, and then if we look in here, it says it's a 16 by 24 image. It means it's 16 wide by 24 tall. And the way we can verify that is if I grab this and I go over, you see it's 16 wide, oops, and then I can go down and it says 24. Or I can just select the whole area and it tells me it's 16 by 24. Okay, so we can leave that alone. And then right here it says dimensions. What this is when we get into animating. It says it's 1 by 1. Um, if this was an animated image, it would have multiple variations of the one chair in this single image. Um, let me find one that is animated here, like this door. That's not what I wanted. Open. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This image here has 6 different frames in it. If we looked into its dot frames thing, it will say that it is 6 by 1. I believe it's either going to be 6 by 1 or 1 by 6. I can't remember specifically. 6 by 1. Okay. Um, so what that means is that there are 6 images in this row, and there is only one row. Um, you can do multiple rows. You can have it be a 6 by 6 and then have all sorts of different images. But again, we're not going to be covering uh, animation today. So for now, just leave this as 1 by 1, and then names, just leave it alone as default. We're not going to edit this at all. This is just a very leave alone file for now. When we get into animating, then we'll cover this a little bit more. Okay, so we can close that out and we can get rid of that one. We'll come back here because we don't need to be in there. Okay, so first things first is we're going to edit the chair, which I've already opened up in here, because we're making it out of tin, and so we don't want it to be looking like it's made of rust. The reason I want to do the rust chair is because the rust chair can be basically the tin chair rusty. That's just how I'm thinking about it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to literally grab my selection tool and come over here. I'm going to hit Control T, and I'm just going to pull that up just like that. And I'm going to grab here, Control C, Control V, pull this up, and do the same thing. Oops. And now I want to go and I want to grab this color, but I want it to be a little bit darker. So we're going to go, I'm thinking right here. No, we're going to go darker than that. And then we'll grab this one and do the same thing, go darker. And now we'll grab this one, go darker. And then we'll go a little bit lighter for here. Go darker. And we will fill this one in. Grab this. Actually, with that one. Grab this one. Fill that in. And grab this one. Oops. Oh, those are the same. Huh. Interesting. We'll grab this color. And grab... we'll just go a little bit darker here. And that's going to be our tin chair. Maybe. Maybe not. It's a little too blue. I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to make this a little bit more gray. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to just select this color, and then I'm just going to come over and kind of grayify it. Just going to saturate it. Okay, so the easiest way, if you're using Pixel, the easiest way to do it, S here is for your saturation. Just drop it to 0. Bam. 0. 0. I'm not going to mess with the arms and legs, just the back and the chair itself. I don't remember which colors here were which ones, so I'm just gonna redo all of them. Just make it easier on us to not get confused. If you guys want to make it a different color, of course, you can do whatever. It's fine. It's up to you. It's your mod, right? So that's how we're going to do that. That's going to be our tin chair. So we'll just go ahead and hit export image and go up to objects, tin. Oh, I forgot to rename that folder. And we're going to call this tin chair. Oops. Save it. Dink, dink, dink. No thanks. And now we need to do the icon. Easy enough. We're just going to do the same thing. Get rid of the saturation. Actually, I take that back. We're going to grab these colors here and do that with them. And now we'll do this. And there we go. There will be our icon. So we can do the same thing. File export, export image. Should be in the same spot. It is. So this will be tin, chair, icon. Whoops, not iron. Icon. Save. And we're done with the image editing part of it. So we can get rid of the rest chairs. We're going to rename both of these to tin chair. Oops. Open up our tin chair object. And we will rename this to tin. Colony tags is rust. We need a different colony tag for that. You know what? We're gonna we're gonna try calling it tin and just see if maybe that will work. We're gonna get rid of that. A chair made of tin, and we'll just get rid of this sentence to make it make sense. Tin chair. It's generic furniture. Price is 45. Let's see. This is the unrusty version of it, so we're gonna make it cost 65. This chair is made of tin. And we'll put a new tin chair. Chair taste like white chocolate. We're going to leave that alone for now. A tin chair. I might get locked. Yeah. I'm not sure. We'll just leave that. This chair is past it. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, we're just leave it alone. Okay, so tin chair dot icon, or yeah, whatever. tin chair. Okay, so it's got a color tag here. This is for whenever somebody makes a variation of it out of a different color. We are not setting this image up to have different color variations, so it's not going to matter, but you do need to leave it there, otherwise it'll cause a lot of issues. Image position is -8 and 0. That's basically telling you that when somebody tries to place it, where it's going to show up on their cursor. So -8 is saying, okay, that's not the one I want. It's starting down here in the bottom, or no, I'm sorry. It starts up here in the top, and we're 16 wide and 24 tall, and it's telling you that it's going to go -8, so it's going to go 8 in and 0. So when they're placing it, the cursor is just going to be right up here above it, or at the top of it, the chair. And that's how it's going to look when you're placing it. If you do 0, 0, then it's going to look like they're placing it from this corner. I would just leave it alone for now. If you want to mess with it, you can. It's not going to make a big deal. Frames 1, yep, that's correct. Animation cycle, it says 1.0. This is the speed at which it's going to run an animation. Again, we're not running with animation, so we're not going to go over it. Space scan, you don't need to worry about that. Anchors is bottom. What that means is what it looks for to attach to. If I did this to the top, then it would want to attach to a ceiling. It wouldn't let you place it on the ground. It would only let you place it against the ceiling, kind of like a light or a sprinkler or something that would attach to a ceiling. You can also do background, which would mean it would attach to a background wall. And I don't remember specifically what it is for walls on left or right. I believe it might just be left or right. I'll get back to you guys on that one. Object type, loungeable. Sit flip direction, false. Sit position, 2 and 22. Let's see. So that should be 2 in and 22 down. So right there is the sit position. The animation will show the character sitting actually on it, but this is where the actual position of the character will be. Don't ask me how that works. When you want to make your own graphic and everything, you'll just have to play around with those and sit in the chair until it looks right. But we're done with that, so we can go ahead and save that. That is all done. I don't yeah, okay. You don't need to make a item for it. It becomes its own item for your inventory with the tin chair icon. What we do need to do is make a recipe for it. It's going to be in the furniture tab. Let's go back, go to recipes here, and furniture. I believe it's going to be in here. We're probably looking for decorative. Nope. Beds, maybe? Nope. I wonder if it's not. Oh, it's probably in here. Rust. Rust chair. Okay. So let's take a look at this one, see what it says. Um, item metallic. That okay, yeah. So it's taking that. Okay, that's cool. I want to just go ahead and copy this, and what we'll do is we'll actually come out here and we'll make a new folder just like we did in objects and call it tin. Paste it in there. We'll rename this to tin chair. Open it up. Okay, so what we're going to do, I think we're probably going to just get rid of that and put tin bar here. Just make it cost 15 tin bars and we'll be happy with that. So tin chair, and then we can leave that alone. Last but not least is to come, actually this isn't last but not least, we need to come here and change this to tin chair. I got a text message. Oops. I got another one. I need to close that out. Try again. Why is it not working? Oh, is this it? Is this why? Discard. Here, let's just close both of these. Oh, it's because of that. Okay, tin chair. Okay, now then, we need to come into our player config, and we just need to add Shift N, Control Copy, press Enter V. We need to come over here and we just need to add in tin chair. And we should be good to go. So we'll go over here, Control Copy that, Starbound, mods, paste her in there, and I will see you guys just a second when Starbound loads up. See you here in a minute. Alright guys, we're back and we're in the game. So let's go ahead and see if our chair is already here. So it's going to be over here in the furniture stuff, and what we can do is we can just search for tin, and there it is, tin chair. It's got the icon there, and then it shows you the in-game image of it there. So we'll go ahead and craft one, and there she is, and there it is when we sit on it. And if we grab it again, we should be able to face it the other direction and sit on it. Pretty simple, you guys. Nothing to it. Now, getting into the more complex stuff of animating them, that's where we're going to start seeing a little bit more issues with these. So we're going to cover animation in another video altogether, and that will be our next video probably, where we cover animation, and we'll do a little bit more playing around with the objects. I do have an assignment for you guys, and that is going to be to go ahead and I want you guys to go into your objects, into your tin, and I want you to make the rest of the tin stuff just like what's in the uh, rusty stuff. So if we come over to the objects and we go biome, oops, and we grab rust, I want you guys to make a tin bed, not the bushes. You don't have to worry about those. I want you to make a tin chest. Don't do the tin chest. We'll cover storage objects later. But you can go ahead and you should be able to figure out the tin bed pretty easy. Um, all you have to do is not change the effect here. Don't change that. And yeah, okay. Yeah, that should be pretty self-explanatory. So I want you to make a tin bed, tin door. Don't make the tin door. We'll make that next video. That's what we'll do next is we'll make the tin door in the next video because that's going to be animated. But you can go ahead and do a tin table, and I want you to make a tin bed. All right, guys, and that is going to be it. I'll see you next time. Bye.